And then you've also expressed concerns about the DAZ and Snoop situation where you wanted to see some reconciliation. How would you go about reconciling the people if you had to make that decision? I'm Malik Spellman, your host of Wild Moguls After Dark. We got our one and only brother here, Flossy from Long Beach, California. Pleasure to have you here today, brother. We just thought we'd take a few moments of your busy day to see what's going on in the future. We'll do a full interview with you to get some information on how's Long Beach and what the residents think about the current state of Long Beach. How you doing today, Black man?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed. Still here.
Mm.
Still here. Yes, sir.
When you say you're still here, what you mean by that? Because based on my history, you've been through a lot. So what do you mean, categorically speaking?
It's like shit, to where I come from, what I've been through, what I've seen, what I've done. Shit, a lot of people still ain't here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. It's a blessing.
And when you say where you come from, where do you come from?
Man, a lot of people say they come from the gutter and all this. No, I come from where pain lives. Yeah, I came from where a lot of pain lives.
And would that be south of the one? Would that be south of the freeway somewhere along them lines? The
Yeah.
710.
710 till the end.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, look here, man. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. I'm glad to see that you're doing well. You're looking well. For the most part, what is the state of union in regards to the city of Long Beach, speaking collectively from every tribe, as far as your observation is concerned?
Man, Long Beach is still there, but it's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing there. As far as us as black people, you know what I'm saying? We let the other races come in and it's just took over. It's like black people, we blame it on the gentrification, but no, we gentrified ourselves, really. You know what I'm saying? We really gentrified ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But Long Beach is still Long Beach. That's always gonna be my home, you know what I'm saying? But the Long Beach of old is not the same. It's not the same. It never will be the same. You know what I'm saying? The history's already written on that.
Now, a lot of times when you're in the public, when you personify the image of a Long Beach resident or a Long Beach person that's fond of your city, you oftentimes speak about the whole city of Long Beach, although you're from one certain section, in a certain section, as Nipsey say. Why do you do that?
Because before it was any sections, it was Long Beach first. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I represent first, and then everything else comes after that. You know, so because I wasn't born in the Rolling Twenties, I was born in Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? Rolling Twenties came after, and every other gang in Long Beach came after. You know.
Now, oftentimes we've had private conversations where you stated unequivocally that you're a fond believer in the people and residents of Long Beach because that's the tribe you with. But on the contrary, I've had the privilege of being around your tribe and others from Long Beach. But as I speak on your tribe, you guys seem to be doing upward bound progression in regards to independence and people working and running businesses and stuff like that. How did that shift in the trajectory come? How did shift in the paradigm take place like that?
Well, shit, it was always a gang of the homies is always working and shit. You know what I'm saying? But just now the game ain't the streets is over with no more. Ain't no money in the streets no more. You know what I'm saying? From our era, you know what I'm saying? You got the internet now and all this and that. The best hustle now is to get a job, especially as opportunities out there. You know what I'm saying? Especially an older cat like us, my age, shit. Ain't nothing. I can't deal with just what's going on with this young shit and all that. I'd rather not even be associated with none of that shit.
Right. Although you're not associated with it as far as hanging out is concerned, but you've always expressed a deep concern for the young Conrads coming up in Long Beach, both black, Hispanic, and Asian and Mongolian. What do you think the recipe would be to further their existence as far as their life skills and getting them to be better people?
A motherfucker gotta put something together and make it and show it. Cause you know what I'm saying? If, you gotta show them something. Cause you talk about it all day till your head. Cause in this day and age, shit, they want to see the it's the now, right now, what's happening now. You know what I'm saying? So, motherfucker put something together and come up with it and put it out there, and all that's showing them, yeah, it can be done.
Now, one of the things I found interesting in my research is that one of your homies, I don't remember his name, but I believe he was just released from one of these plantations here in California, in which he put a moratorium down on gang recruitment and gang
Huh.
association and for the negative. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, that's my little homie, Baby Coop. Shout out to Baby Coop. just did 29 years, left when he was 23, 20 general. You know what I'm saying? He came home, he wanted to put the mandatory. He's saying that any youngster under the age of, I can't even remember, but
21 or something.
it was under the age of 20, 18, something
18,
like
I believe.
18 or something. Your active services in the gang are no longer needed. He's like, go get a job, get an education, because your services and activities in gang in Long Beach 20s, I'm speaking on. He's like, your services is no longer needed. Find something else to do.
Now, it was said in a very respectful and very encouraging way when he said that your application has been denied in terms of you going down the road that we went down, because he did 28 years in prison and he refused to watch another young person go down that road with his influence. Explain to me, if you can, how that moratorium has led to people changing their lives and trying to do better things in the community.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the things that he stipulated was that if you do want to join this gang again, you got to come back with a bachelor's
With a
degree.
bachelor's degree or so, what kind of that's it.
Tell us about that.
He was on that in the pen. The little homies come in the pen, it's all turned up and want to do it. That nigga, he's sending you to school and he making you read and you want, he gonna make you get your education. If you want to crash out, or they gonna send you on a mission for that too. If that's what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't came home, man, and all he's on some positive stuff, man. He's trying to sway youngsters from saying this shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? Get your education, get a job. You know what I'm saying? You can rep the set and do whatever you're gonna do, but your active services, whatever, is no longer needed.
You mean your active services in terms of your contribution to the destruction of our
Destruction of,
people and
of
our
our
community?
people.
It's not a character assassination or nothing like that. It's just
No.
putting you on a different trajectory.
Yeah. All that you're active, thinking you're a shooter and all this banged out and on the internet banging, those services are not even needed. We don't need those services anymore.
Now,
Yeah.
a couple final questions before I uh, get a chance to talk to you about some other things off camera. What advice, if any, can you give to, of course, this is a very normal question that people ask, to young people and people who are considering, getting that lifetime vacation to Pelican Bay?
So, bro, my thing is with the internet and these rappers and these podcasts, you know what podcasts I'm talking about, the narratives that they run and all that for these kids, man. Nobody's talking about the other side of, you got niggas calling from the pen because they got phones in the pen. That right there should wake a nigga up. A nigga thinking that's fly. A nigga in the pen doing life, calling in, talking about what's going on in the streets and shit. Come on, man. We got to make it make sense, man. And you youngsters out there, shit, it's too much opportunity right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk about the OGs. There's still some of us OGs eating these opportunities up. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't want them, us that's still here, we're going to take advantage of these opportunities. Us real niggas. Yeah.
One of the most recognized landmarks in the world today is VIP Records in Long Beach.
Shout out to Calvin.
What
Yeah.
part did that play, if any, in terms of them stimulating you guys' desire to want to get into different aspects of life, like entertainment and things of that nature? What how does that
See,
play?
a lot of people don't know. They think VIP records just go back with Snoop Dogg. Nigga, I used to buy 45s records every Friday when I got home from school for how much we used to pay for the 45 record. I think uh $1 or something for the 45 records. You know what I'm saying? And that's how far we go back with VIP. So the history of music from from the 8 tracks to the 45 records all the way up to the CDs to where it is now. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been a pillar in our community, a part of everybody's life that grew up on that east side of Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? That was like church. You know what I'm saying?
You've always expressed a desire to put your tribe in particular back together in the entertainment world, because there's up and coming artists that are trying to break through in that particular space. And then you've also expressed concerns about the DAZ and Snoop situation where you wanted to see some reconciliation. How would you go about reconciling the people if you had to make that decision?
Get them people their money, man. Let everybody eat. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, you can fill a whole table up right now. Turkeys, chickens, ribs, fish, all of that. And let me sit at the table by myself. I can't eat all that shit. I can't eat all that shit. But my homeboys is standing over there and not saying they over there starving or this and that, but shit, they hungry too. So I'm gonna just let them stand around, watch me sit at this big ass table by myself, knowing I can't eat all this shit.
Well,
Nah.
Nip had a statement, and I'm gonna ask you if this is resonate in your community as well, or with you, should I say, individually. And he said that the homies got, and I'm not, don't quote me on it, but he said the homies got a lot of, they got Long Beach, California is known for various aspects concerning development and growth and chasing your dreams. One of those dreams was entertainment, which is one. The other is engineering and community organizing. How? What's the next thing that's entertainment coming out of Long Beach that's going to influence the world?
Hmm. I'm been checking the temperature and
It's a three-part pronged question, so I'm going to ask you two additional questions with this.
actually I really haven't seen a shift in that. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way I can see, I mean, it's a lot of artists in Long Beach, youngsters that's coming up in that, but you can't tell like you used to back in the day because of the streaming and all this old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say, okay, he gonna be the next what's happening because these youngsters don't do it like that. They don't take their music to the streets and they craft to the streets or not saying you got to be in the streets. Oh, look at me, I'm a gangster, I'm in the streets. No, you got to put your music in the streets for people to hear it because you don't got radio play no more. This streaming and all this, it was a method to that shit back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like getting a CD and opening it up and reading all the credits, who did what, who wrote the song. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just download some shit and just listen. You hot today? That's all. Malik, you've been knowing me a long time. I'm 60 years old. I'm a rap critic. I fell off after with this new shit. I can't tell you. I can tell you the names I've heard of, but I can't tell you one song of none of these motherfuckers. None of them that made me feel the way I was feeling during our era. That rap era, the Biggie and the Pac era, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? None of these new rap niggas. They might move these youngsters and all that, but from my era and all of that, no, it was a different. People was living off that music for real. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking collectively, the term "the chronic" came out of Long Beach, California. Explain that to me, and how did that affect the world?
That was a term. Even when I remember the first time hearing the term chronic weed, because it was back then. It was either Indo or Thai weed, indica or Thai weed. Then niggas start saying, "Man, we got that chronic," because chronic was, I guess, in my recollection, it was because everybody was coughing.
Exactly.
Everybody was coughing that chronic cough. That's what everybody was coughing. And then next thing I know, that's how the word chronic, that weed, it was indica and Thai weed. That was the main weeds running around back then, 85, shall I say. You know what I'm saying? Then when the chronic came, that's when your skunk weed and those real stinky weeds start coming
And
around.
the
The sticky,
ETs and
the ET.
ETs,
ET is the Thai weed and the indica.
indica mix.
The skunk weed start coming with the real skunky smell and the real sticky shit. That's when that shit, so that was labeled the chronic. You dig what I'm saying? So after that, it took off. Now, now everybody thinks Snoop made that popular. It was popular to Snoop all through the 80s. And then in the 90s, when Snoop did his record, the Chronic, Dr. Dre and them did the Chronic and all of that. The Chronic was already sustained in the streets in 85. That's when I first heard of the Chronic.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying it in South Central forever because,
That's
as
what
you
I'm
said,
talking about. It came,
yeah,
that was an 80s term. That came out in the 80s.
yeah, no one can actually take claim to it because it was a symptom based on the weed that we smoked.
That the weed,
Chronic
the
cough.
weed, the Chronic, yeah.
Now, now the internet is able to reach. And I have just a couple more questions. The internet is able to reach millions of people at one time instantaneously. And in our private conversations, we've talked about if you could get all the G's, both from every section, to kind of give them some advice through this mechanism while they sit in the living room, what would it be?
Shit, man.
in order to reach their youngsters? What would it be? Like, honestly, from your heart, man, if you could wave a magic wand right now and remove the Flossy and go back to being the human being that you set out to be. Because from my observation, all you guys went to high school, you went to Polytech or wherever it is, and you got two-parent households. So I'm curious as to how to just turn the gangster, but that's a subject for another matter. Because you
Yeah,
guys don't have any Bloods in Long Beach, so that's interesting. How did you play that? But
yeah.
what part would you tell the G's from both the Vietnamese, the Hispanic community, as well as other communities?
Shit, man. We all gotta live in the same areas, and we all facing the same problems. You dig what I'm saying? So us against each other is we're not winning. Nobody's winning that problem. Instead of fighting the problems that's oppressing all of us as a people, because my oppression is the same as a Mexican's oppression. It might be in different forms. My oppression is the same as the Asian boys that live in the hood. You dig what I'm saying? We all in the same hood, same oppressions. Same cops take you to jail, same cops take me to jail. You dig what I'm saying? Same cops take Mexicans to jail, they take the Asians to jail. In your city, in our city. Same jails we gotta go to. Y'all might be on one side, but we're in the same jail. You dig what I'm saying? And at the end of the night, I'm gonna leave it with this. We all end up in the same motherfucking cemetery somewhere.
Yeah, they always say that no matter if you're rich or poor or healthy or strong, at the end of the day, we all end up like a game of chess. We all end up in the same box.
In the same damn box, whether you're the white player or the black player.
Now, C Style, Little C Style, what's up
Shout
with him?
out to my nigga, man. I just talked to Lil C Style a couple of other days. That's the strongest dude I know, man, for the type time he's sitting up on. And he'd have been down like 10, 11 years, you know what I'm saying? He, in his heart, he say he coming home. And when he make it home, that's when you see the West Coast shift with with a whole nother nip feeling if he comes home.
Now, explain to them who C Style is, if you may. Little C Style, so
Lil
that's
C Style he was one of the original Dog Pound members, you know what I'm saying? He's from 19th Street, east side of Long Beach. That's my little low. You know what I'm saying? He was sentenced to some stupid ass time that he should be getting his time back. But yeah, he was part of the first round of the Dog Pound. He's probably one of the hottest rappers. He was Nip before Nip hit the streets. You dig what I'm saying? He was ahead of his time. But he touched these. I promise you this: if he touch these bricks again, which I know he will, y'all gonna hear it. That's when we gonna know the music game is back for the streets.
now you guys lost a couple of little rapper dudes from Long Beach. What was their name? Badass, I believe.
Badass, shout out to Badass.
Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace,
And
Badass.
Badass was a bad rapper, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
Badass.
on that nip tip and on that conspiracy tip, but his flow was like Niagara Falls, man. So, Mr. Flossy, we appreciate you coming through the Wild Moguls. How can the audience reach you? Is there anywhere we can reach you at?
Hey, I'm everywhere and you're never there. I believe it at that. Yeah.
Wild Moguls TV, baby. Where they doing it at? Out like unpaid light bills.
Peace.
Thank you. Wild Moguls.